This video is going to cover the classwork problems that we did on Friday, which was Pi Day. So let's get started. The first problem gives us a table, and it shows us that if you buy 3 gallons of regular and 2 gallons of premium, the cost is $7.35, whereas if you buy 1 gallon of regular and 4 gallons of premium, the cost is $7.75. So what we want to find out is what is the cost of 1 gallon of premium. So that's all we need to find. Now, if you look in your notes, it says that when you're solving system of equations, you need to first come up with a variable for each thing. So we have regular, we can label that as X, and premium as Y. So that's our first step that we want to do. So now we can actually write our system. So 3 gallons of regular and 2 gallons of premium equal to $7.35. And for the second one, we have 1 gallon of regular and 4 gallons of premium equals out to $7.75. Okay. So next thing we want to do is we want to solve for Y. Please make sure that you divide everything by 2. So you get Y is equal to negative, I'll put it in, well, no, I'll leave it in fraction form. You can put it in parentheses if you, not parentheses, excuse me, you can put it in decimals if you like. So that's my first one. And I'm going to solve my second one, which is a lot easier. I'm just going to subtract X from both sides. And I get 4Y is equal to negative X plus 7.75. Then I divide everything by 4. And actually, when you put it in your calculator, you don't really have to simplify it if you don't want to. Okay, so I have my 2 equations. Once I do that, you can go to your calculator, put both of these into your y equals function, and then use the intersection. Once you do that, you're going to get that X is equal to 129, but we don't care about that because X is regular. We were asked what the premium cost was, so you have to keep in mind what you're being asked. So we only care what Y is, and Y is equal to 1.59. So this would be our answer. The premium gas costs $1.59 per gallon. I wish that's how much premium gas costs, but hey, what can you do? All right, for the next one, this is number 2. A company is giving away 5,000 toys. So that's the number of toys that they're talking about first. Okay. So the way they worded it was a little confusing, but you have toy X and you have toy Y. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to make a little table to make it a little simpler. So we have toy X and toy Y. Toy X's value is $1.29 and toy Y's value is 98 cents. Okay, so the total number of toys is 5,000. The total amount of money, though, is $5,000 613. So let's make our first system. Our first system is going to be x, our number of toy x, plus our number of toy y is equal to 5,000. Our second one is going to be 1.29 times x, because now we're talking about the actual money value, plus 0.98y is equal to 5613. So we have our two systems. Now what we can go ahead and do is just solve for y like we've been doing. So I'll take the first one, and I'll start with that. Matter of fact, no, I'll start with the second one since it's already at the bottom. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to subtract. And then that gives us 0.98y is equal to negative 1.29x plus 5613 or 5,613. The last thing that we want to do is just divide by 0.98. And actually, you can put it in your calculator like this. You don't have to simplify the whole thing. So what you can put in your calculator for this one would be y is equal to and then just divide it by this. You can simplify it if you want to, but you don't have to. Just make sure that you use parentheses. So this one is the first one that we're going to put in our graph. The second one is a lot easier, thank goodness. We have toy x plus toy y adds up to 5,000 toys. So to solve for y, all we have to do is subtract x. So that gives us y is equal to negative x plus 5,000. And this is our second one. So if you plug this into your graphing utility and you use the intersection, you're going to have to make your window a lot bigger for your x and your y. I made my y window about 6,000. I think I made it maybe 2,000 or maybe even bigger for my x's. But anyway, when you put that in there, you get that your x value, because they asked you for toy x, guys, so that's all we care about. Your x value is going to be 2,300. So they sold 2,300 of toy x. All right. The number of boys in a math class is one less than 3 times the number of girls. So the two things that we're talking about here are boys and girls. So I'll label boys as x and girls as y. Okay? So in the first sentence, it talks about our x, which is our boys. So x is, which means equals, 1 less than. When you hear less than, that does represent subtraction, but subtraction is kind of weird because we do subtraction afterwards. So we're going to subtract 1 from 3 times the number of girls. So that's 3y because y represents girls. So we've completed our first system. The second one says there are 39 students in the classroom. So if I take all of my boys and I add up all of my girls, it's going to equal out to 39. So for this one, there's a number of different ways you can do it. You can do it by hand. You can solve for y. Actually, what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to use a substitution method. I see that I already have x solved for. So what I can do is I can plug x's value into x for the other one. So instead of saying x plus y is equal to 39, I'll say 3y minus 1 plus y is equal to 39. Then when I simplify that, I get 3y minus 1 plus y is equal to 39. Combine like terms. You see that you have the 3y and the plus y. So that gives you a total of 4y minus 1 is equal to 39. Add 1. 4y is equal to 40. Divide by 4. And that gives you y is equal to 40. Okay. So if y is equal to 40, then that means that there are, excuse me, not 40. What am I saying? Y is equal to 10. Excuse me. That doesn't make sense. Y is equal to 10. So that means that there are 10 girls. But they didn't just ask about girls. They wanted to know how many of each. So what I can do is I could plug this 10 back into any of these. I'm going to choose, I'll choose this one. This one right here. So I'll say x plus, instead of saying y, I'll put in the 10, is equal to 39. Then I just have to subtract. So x is equal to 29, which means that there are 29 boys. This next one says that the length of a rectangular garden is 3 meters